In the YouTube stream hot again on this Friday. That's right. With two of the most prolific commentators out there. I'm very, very excited to welcome back to the show. They were a huge hit at the Grand Hotel of Cape May when they joined us for our last live broadcast of the summer. I want to welcome back to the show Paula Scanlan and Raquel Debono. Ladies, welcome back. How are you today?
We're doing good.
We're doing good. We were talking about Eric Adams, gossiping about that, just trying to make America less ugly.
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to mention Raquel is an entertainment lawyer and founder of Make America Hot Again, because we're making hotness a bipartisan issue. And of course, Paula Scanlan, former swimmer at the University of Pennsylvania, working alongside Scott Presler on Early Vote Action PAC. You can follow Paula at Paula Y. Scanlan, and you can follow Raquel at Rack, R-A-Q. Rack is right. So you watched the presser. So is he staying in the race?
He is. We just watched it. Raquel was very disappointed with him making us wait 45 minutes to get on. But
he's being such a diva.
It's really interesting just to see this whole thing. Why do you need to make an announcement that you're dropping out, right? Like, just stay in the race and just continue campaigning. Why did you have to make a huge presser, be 45 minutes late just to say, hey guys, I'm still running? It was just a whole lot of nothing. And so, whatever, New York is just going to become, something bad under Mamdani.
Something bad? It's already bad. It's just going to get worse, you mean?
Yeah. Today I saw a lot of interesting sights on the street. Someone was openly shooting up something with a needle outside in broad daylight. So that's what you deal with in New York City, and I don't think it's going to get any better.
All right. So talk to me about if Adams stays in the race and you've got Curtis Sliwa in the race and you've got Cuomo in the race. The idea then is that there's just no way to defeat Mamdani. But President Trump has said, if you guys don't figure this out, apparently he told John Katsimedes this, then I'm going to step in. So what's the thinking then? He gives Adams a job, he makes him an ambassador, and then Adams will drop out. So Adams has this press conferences today to say he's not dropping out. Is that to send a message to the White House, hey, you better give me a job here? Or is that to say, or to try to prove that the president is not getting involved? Because that only gives Mamdani fuel, right? To say, hey, look, the White House is influencing this race.
I don't know. And honestly, I haven't thought about it in the other way. I really just thought it was Adams' way of saying that only thing he wants to do is to be mayor. I don't know if he's had talks with Trump already about anything. I mean, there have been rumors. There are people just reporting things on this whole thing. I think everyone's clinging on to just hope that Mamdani won't be mayor. But in the current state of the race, unless there's a drastic change, and again, we really get it down to a one-on-one race, there's really no path to victory for any of the remaining three candidates that aren't Mamdani. And that's just, I guess, what we have to deal with in New York City. But we've had other terrible mayors across the year. We had de Blasio here. I mean, we've seen it all. So New York is just going to become an experiment. And I think it will also tell the direction the Democrat Party is going to be going into.
All right. Now, have either of you done, and I don't know if you're going to do a Make America Hot Again on the Rat Tour. Have you done the Rat Tour?
Oh, we're definitely gonna do something. I'll just say that we're definitely gonna do something. We have an event coming up October 3rd.
Okay.
I made an out-of-date Mean Girls reference regarding a movie that my father took me to when I was way too young to see it. But regardless, we're gonna do that. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna make America a little bit less ugly, maybe a little bit difficult in the current political climate, but. In regards to Adams, I feel like the only thing he squashed today was the allegations that he can't be bribed, but only time will tell. So we'll see about that.
That's a good point, right? Because that's what it's all about, right? I mean, it's basically, it's all about, we have a little clip of Mayor Adams from today. Let's take a watch and a listen here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Go ahead.
There's been so much speculation, communications, announcements of what I'm doing, no matter what I've stated over and over again publicly. So I want to be clear with you. Andrew Cuomo is a snake and a liar. I am in this race, and I'm the only one that can beat Mamdani. Andrew has had a career of pushing black candidates out of races. You've heard me say it over again. Carl McCall, Charlie King, David Patterson. This is his career that must
So, Paula Scanlan, Raquel Debono, what do you think? I mean, is this racism here?
You know things are bad when they start dropping the R word and not the R word I like, the other R word. You know, that's how you know it's really a losing fight. It's like we have to throw in the R because obviously that's the only solution here. Obviously, that's the only reason why he's not winning.
I think that this whole situation, though, really, like, there could have been such a great opportunity to really have a unity ticket and really get everyone together and everyone's on the same page, rallying behind one candidate. But all the people that are remaining in the race are way too proud to do anything about it. I think Adams was saying, well, if, why do I need to be the one to drop out? Why can't he? And then that's what they keep doing back and forth. And then you have everyone staying in the race and they're going to embarrass themselves. If they're all in the race, they're splitting the votes. I'm very curious how many votes each of these people end up getting on election day in November. It's going to be really interesting to see. And also a 4-way race for a mayor race in New York City, which, by the way, the turnout is usually under 30% for already. I mean, what are you doing?
It's so bad in New York City that the Wall Street Journal had an opinion about this pest side story. New York rats become a tourist attraction. Sightseers are paying as much as $50 to watch the rodents scurry and squeak through the city's grimiest corners. It's so bad in New York City right now that people are paying. They have tours, and they'll take you through rat-infested hotspots. All right. Now, that's not the way. When you say make America hot again, Raquel, you don't mean that kind of a hot spot.
Yeah, I really wasn't talking about that. I mean, the subways are infested. You can go down for whatever the current subway fare is. I wouldn't know because I'm scared of the subway right now. And yeah, pop down there and see the situation for yourself. But I think this whole thing is becoming a huge pride issue. You know, they say that like New Yorkers think they're better than everyone else. Well,
Yeah.
all these mayoral candidates think they're better than everyone else. It's becoming a huge like hubris problem, right? Everyone's so prideful that it's going to cause, New York to go to shambles.
Well, I agree. And let me ask you this now, as we're talking about this race, and we're looking at this right now, and we're thinking about what could happen if Mandami wins. I think the real problem we have to worry about is that if he wins, he's going to say it was a referendum on Trump because he's done his 5-borough anti-Trump tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I think
100%.
Democrats are going to use that as they go into midterm elections to say, you see, we've got all this momentum.
Yeah. It's out of the Democrat playbook, 100%.
I mean, I think that the biggest thing, and I think this is what Democrats have to worry about, and it's really not our problem, is that what this means for the other candidates that they're going to try to run in the future. Because they're going to be inspired now to be running these far left candidates that are more socialist, right? This is not even the Democrat Party anymore. I was saying the other day to someone that they should just rebrand at this point. If you want your candidates to be Mamdani and AOC and people like that, you should just rebrand and be more reflective to what your party actually stands for, because it's not what these, and I hate the Democrats, okay, they've done so many horrible things to us all these years, but it's not the same platform, it's not the same party, and if they want to push that and have those candidates be their front-facing people, then they're going to have to reflect to that, or they're going to have to figure it out internally and say that moderate voters are not going to appeal to that. And I've talked to common sense Democrats in New York City, and they are very happy to vote for Cuomo, but they really, really, really do not like Mamdani. How are they going to fix that problem, especially in other elections?
All right, on another topic, I want to ask you this. The Sydney Sweeney, quote-unquote, controversy, which I don't even think is controversy, American Eagle stock has soared nearly 40%. Now, 40%, doesn't that prove America does not like beautiful people?
Of course, we all want to be hideous. That's why we all like watching Sydney Sweeney and her jeans.
And now as a ballet dancer. How awful.
Yeah. How awful. It's horrible. Take it away. I mean,
I'm
who wants
triggered.
to watch
I'm triggered,
this?
obviously. Paula,
It's like in TV.
So Paula Scanlan and Raquel are with us right now. We're talking about a lot of different topics, but I just want to remind you that we are streaming live on YouTube right now. We're going to post a lot of this on social media, but you should follow Paula Scanlan at Paula Y. Scanlan and Raquel Debono at Rack is Right, R-A-Q, Rack is Right. We'll post links to both of their stuff. They're going to be joining us a lot going forward, which we're very, very excited about. All right, so, I mean, but it's true, though. There's something to be said about the fake backlash and the fact that there really was no backlash over Sydney Sweeney. It was all manufactured, right?
I think it was. I mean, a lot of it was so just, they're just making things up. They're just trying to be upset that, again, it's a normal person in an ad. And it turned into this whole thing that was just, I mean, it just showed really how jealous these people are. Everything is fat phobic or everything is racist, right? They had a huge problem that she was a white girl being featured, that she's skinny, that she's conventionally good looking. 'Cause their perfect version of an ad is a black person who's overweight and goes by they, them pronouns. And that is like what the left wants to see. And the reality is the majority of people don't buy into that. Even moderates, even common sense voters, they said it was a great ad. It's a beautiful woman. And it brought American Eagle a lot of attention, which, you know, in turn, more people went and shopped. And I said this the other day to someone too, and I think Raquel is in the same boat, is that I went to American Eagle for the first time in about 10 years after this ad because I hadn't been thinking about the brand. So honestly, genius marketing on their end. And I think that they absolutely deserve the profits that they've gained from this. And the crazy leftists, I think that they need to find better things to worry about because good advertising is back, and I'm excited to see that.
Raquel, is America hot again? Thanks to City Sweeney.
Honestly, thank goodness. Thank goodness we can all walk into an American Eagle again and put a pair of jeans on. Like it's it's like Sydney Sweeney gate. Like what's the, it's just no one else have anything to talk about anymore. Like really, we're talking about a girl in jeans. Like, you know, it's exhausting, really. Like truly. But it's fun to be right.
I just have to ask, because I know you're both in your 20s. Have you ever been inside something called a mall?
I have.
Yeah.
I used to call them mall rats. We have them in New York, but they're underground. But in malls, you know, I guess they're just inside a structure and they're just like little teenagers hanging out in American Eagle, I guess, outside American Eagle.
All right, let me switch gears one more time again to another topic. And this one, Paula, very near and dear to your heart. This is University of Pennsylvania and that man known as Will Thomas and Malcolm Gladwell, the sociologist who I'm sure you both read about in college. I'm sure you probably read his books, The Tipping Point, and all the other stuff, coming out and saying that now in polite society, you can actually say that Will Thomas is a man. Here's the clip. Take a listen.
If we did a replay of that exact panel at the Sloan Conference this coming March, it runs in exactly the opposite direction. And it would be, I suspect, near unanimity in the room that trans athletes have no place in the female category. I don't think there's any question. I just think it was a strange. I mean, the reason I'm ashamed of my performance at that panel because I share your position 100%, and I was cowed. The idea of saying anything on this issue, I was I believe in retrospect, in a dishonest way. I was objective in a dishonest way.
By the way, I do want to mention he is playing Edward Scissorhands on Broadway right now if you want to go see him. Paula, this guy is such a fraud. To come out and say now that he has the courage to say it, it's only because of people like you that he has the ability to say this, that Will Thomas is a dude and should not have been swimming against you, Paula Scanlan.
Yeah, you know, when I first saw that clip, people thought I would be really happy to see it. And I actually was in the exact opposite position saying, I'm actually really upset. I have less respect for the people that have lied about their positions and the ones that are still out there rioting in the streets saying that men belong in women's sports. You are a coward for not saying the right thing that everyone knew to be true back then. And you are the reason that we were put in this situation to begin with. I mean, really, truly, if he had just come out and everyone else who also has his viewpoint, which by the way is probably the majority of Americans and people in the world and people with eyes and common sense, and just said, yeah, this isn't right, we never would have been in this situation to begin with. The Democrat Party wouldn't have adopted this as a widespread platform, and we wouldn't have crazy people trying to say that men belong in our locker rooms on our sports teams, but it's people like that who pretended to think otherwise that allowed us to be in this situation. And I honestly, I have no respect for him for doing that. I mean, I guess I'm kind of glad that he's maybe admitting that he was wrong, but it doesn't change the fact that we were put into this situation, and it continues to happen because of people like that.
Raquel, I don't have any respect for him. I think Paul is spot on as always, 100% right. Because literally he's only changing his opinion right now because it's the polite society thing to do to say we should be protecting women athletes.
I mean, it's definitely another case of a bandwagoner. It's like me on Super Bowl week. All of a sudden, I pick a team. Like, usually don't care. Could not care less. Could not give an anything. That's what I couldn't give. But you know what I mean? It's all these people coming out of the woodwork. Now that Paula has so kindly paved a path for us, now it's easy to be like, hey, me too. Hashtag me too.
Which
Different type, but,
loogie,
you know.
which spitting team were you rooting for last night?
I don't
Dallas
even
or
know
the
who-
Eagles?
I don't even know who played. I actually saw your story. That's the only reason I knew the Eagles. Like, I don't pretend. I don't pretend to know anything. I don't like Eagles are green. You
I
know,
understand.
that's yeah.
I'm an honorary Eagles fan. My football team hasn't done anything for me in a couple of years.
Wait, I thought you
So-
were an Eagles fan, Paula Scanlan.
No, I'm a Patriots fan.
Are you a bandwagoner too, Paula Scanlan?
No, I'm not. I have loyalty to my team, but I admit that they're terrible right now. And so if I want to root for a good team, sometimes I'll watch the Eagles.
I thought you're from
It's a
here.
compliment. What?
I thought you're from here. Aren't you one of us?
No, ask my uncle that you know too. You know, he's not from Philadelphia either.
I know, but I try to avoid the fact that he's a masshole. I didn't think you were part of that category. You know, I figured that you were better than that, Paula. But that's okay. We have so many
I'm
things we
sorry,
love about you.
disappointing.
We're gonna let it go, and we're gonna move on. Let me ask you. Well, I have you both here right now about Mikey Sherrill, who's running for governor of New Jersey right now. Paul, I know you're working really hard to flip New Jersey red, which is great, and thank you for doing that. I want to play a clip of what she said about opting out your kids from the LGBTQ plus IA, every letter of the alphabet curriculum, and how you should not be able to, and get your take on how you think that's going to factor in, if anything, on how parents are viewing this election when it comes to parental rights and education. So let's take a listen.
Parents have the right to opt their kids out of LGBTQ related content in the same way that right now they can be removed from sex ed and health curriculum classes.
Look, I believe that parents have the right to oversee their children's education. I would push an LGBTQ education into our schools. Parents have a right to opt out of a lot of things, but this is not an area where they should be opting out, because this is an area of understanding the background of people throughout our nation. And right now we see, for example, at the Naval Academy, an erasure of history.
See, as far as I can tell, parents are sick of this and they want to be involved in their kids' education. They don't want to be told you can't opt out. That's how I view it, because they know it's indoctrination.
I mean, it's a top issue I've heard on the road when I'm on the road in New Jersey with people, but the one thing is that she is a woman, and a lot of these suburban moms are more inclined to vote from her, just from the people that I've been talking to. So again, we have to really push this as a parental rights thing, and that she's a nut job for saying that. I mean, parents should have the ability to make their own decisions for their kids, and she supported, you know, men and women's sports. She's supporting that. And again, I think it's not even controversial to say that parents should be able to make what's best for their children, and she just wants to deny that. But again, the only reason she's saying that is because it's the party lines that she needs to toe, and she probably does no real beliefs on anything herself at all.
Yeah. Raquel, do you, I mean, I know you're not on the ground politically speaking, but you talk to people at these events all the time, and I think there's just kind of a sense out there. We're sick and tired of being told what we can and can't talk about. And we're also sick and tired of being told this is the indoctrination. It's like that comedian in the UK who said the UK is becoming like North Korea because he was arrested for making a joke about transgender people and a joke about the crowd, too.
Yeah, all I'm going to say is we need to make America funny again, and people need to take things a little lighter around here because, you know, this is getting out of hand. But, you know, in New Jersey, whatever's going on, like, aren't we sick of this? I think we're all so sick of it. Like, we are all so sick of hearing about LGBTQ plus Z, them, they, them, they. Words are in a knot, you know? No one cares. Literally no one cares. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect my life. And, you know, I think we're sick of it. Like, why is this even a discussion? Do what's best for your children. That's it.
And give us school choice so that if we don't like your indoctrination camps, we can move our kids out of those schools.
100%. Actually, Paul and I were listening to a clip the other day of Megyn Kelly talking about how she's sending her daughter to this school. And it's a school that Paula went to. And she's talking about how there was forms where you had to sort of affirm your gender. It's an all-girls school. Why are you affirming your, like, I don't even understand. Aren't you not allowed to go to the school if you're a boy or a they or a that? Like, why do you have to write your pronouns? It actually makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Now I'm wondering if Paul is actually a woman now that you say
Yeah,
all
you
this.
never know.
So my high school, it's funny, Megyn Kelly made this video complaining about it. I'm not gonna, you probably can figure it out, but I went to the same high school Megyn Kelly's daughter goes to. And in this, in my experience in high school, we actually had a student say that they identified, or she identified as a they, and then a he, and then people asked if she wanted to transfer to the boys' school, and she said that that was really offensive. But everyone said, if you think that you're a boy, wouldn't you be trying to go to the boys, our brother's school? And it was this whole thing, and then they had to change the dress code, and so they took skirts, aren't mandatory to wear in our uniform anymore. They had to add pants to make it inclusive, but it's an all-girls school. So that is what you're seeing at these schools, and I think it's a bunch of nonsense. And if it is so harmful for you to identify as a woman if you're a woman, why don't you go to a school that's not an all-girls school? That is the simple solution, but yet these people didn't seem to want to do that.
I got a dumb question here, but if you identify as they, do you go to both schools?
I don't know. We all tried to ask that, and
I mean, how does that work? How does that even work? I feel like you got to pick a team. You got to be either they, like she, her, and he, him, or you got like one or the other. How can you be they, that? I don't understand that. That's multiple personalities, isn't it?
Well,
it is probably maybe they have to pay both tuitions. I have no idea.
No, but it's a slippery slope, because it's like, what counts as what? What's a girl? What's a boy? Like, where are we going to be in 10 years from now? You know, it's so ridiculous. A girl is a girl, a boy is a boy. Send the boy to the boys' school, send the girl to the girls' school, and everyone go home and eat your snacks and be quiet.
And then we got to talk about healthy snacks, because Maha, and are we getting healthy snacks or not?
Well, we're trying. I'm trying to be skinny really hard. I'm trying really hard to be skinny, and that is healthy. Skinny equals healthy.
You look great. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that? You look beautiful, Raquel.
Oh, thank you so much. I wasn't even trying to get a compliment that time. I was actually just fat shaming myself, because this is how you stay accountable. You know, you wake up and you're like, make America skinny again. Yeah. Because you know what? You feel better.
Yeah, I'm actually just staring into the camera, and I don't know what you look like right now, but I'm sure you look great.
Well, the camera does add 10 pounds, so no, I'm kidding.
Well, and I have multiple cameras on me, so in my case, I'm 40 pounds heavier because of the cameras. I have multiple angles, so you got to add them all up.
That's a good excuse. Yeah, that's a great excuse.
I'm kidding. You're both beautiful
and skinny.
And skinny and hot, and we love having you on the show. And next time we're going to promote this before you come on the show. This way, people know that you're coming on the show. I think that makes sense.
I love it.
We're going to try doing that. We just weren't sure today because of the president speaking, but next week we'll do it, and hopefully he won't interrupt us, and then we can promote it properly. I think we'll do that going forward. I think that'll work.
I love it.
I love it. Got to have a goal. Well, have a great weekend. Follow Raquel at RAQ. RAQ is right. And, of course, Paula Scanlan, who you know so well, and you love them both. But follow Paula at Paula Y. Scanlan. And, ladies, have a great weekend. Keep making America hot. Keep working hard. Keep fighting the fight. We appreciate you both so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.